Whether or not to breastfeed or use formula tends to be a big decision for moms to make and can be a pretty touchy topic as well. I'm here to present all the reasons why this decision should not be so complicated and to make us persuade all mothers and mothers-to-be to give your child the gift of your milk and make the decision to breastfeed. Before I continue with all the wonderful benefits and information about breastfeeding, I want to make clear that if, of course, the mother is not capable of breastfeeding, if there is some medical issue that is not allowing the mom to be able to breastfeed their child, that is completely 100% understandable. But if there is nothing health related from stopping a mother from breastfeeding, then why not give your baby the healthiest choice? Breastfeed. It is our responsibility to choose the healthy road versus the easy road for our children. Time a little bit. And it started where we had wet nursing, which, in case you don't know what wet nursing is when a woman feeds another woman's child with her own milk. Wet nursing began in 2000 or around 2000 BC and extended it until the 20th century. Eventually, wet nursing evolved out of a need for it and became just a choice. In other words, back in the day, women that weren't able to produce their own milk, they hired or they had wet nurses, and they were able to give all their baby all the nutrients they need by having these wet nurses. And then it evolved to where women that were able to produce their own milk just decided that they wanted to hire another woman to do the hard work and feed the baby, their own baby. So instead of a need, it became a choice, similar to formula. Many mothers are choosing formula, not necessarily needing it, but choosing. Not produce milk, formula does not have to be their only choice. There are many organizations out there for mothers who need milk, breast milk. It's like a modern day wet nursing, except for it's not physical. The breast milk gets shipped to you. It's where other mothers who are producing enough milk of their own or too much milk donate their milk to other mothers in need. It's wonderful, wonderful organizations. There's so many of them like that out there. And you might ask yourself, why do mothers go through this kind of work and possible embarrassment of not being able to produce their own milk? And the answer is simple. It's because they want to give their child the healthiest chance at life. And that would be breast milk, whether it belongs to them or not. So let's talk about formula for a second. Throughout the history of formula, there has been many trial and errors, some errors resulting in infant death. These, of course, have been fixed in around 1920s, coming up with closer nutrients that resemble the mother's milk. Scientists have produced the closest they can get to a mother's milk. Although 90% of mothers breastfed in the 20th century, it decreased to approximately 42% in the 21st century. One reason was the baby boomers, and in the 1950s, so much money went into advertising for mothers to buy the formula. And you might ask why. Well, it was the beginning of easy living, not healthy living, but easy living. The start of TV dinners and microwaves. It was the easy living era. And the manufacturers came up with a product to sell that was easy for mothers, and they wanted to make money. Us as consumers consumed it all up, and they made a lot of money and are still making a lot of money off of us. A mother spends on average $1,100 a year on formula, and that number can go up to about $3,000 or around there. And breast milk is free. And again, if you can't breastfeed for medical reasons, research breast milk banks. They are free. Mothers helping other mothers out because they know the importance of breast milk. Start talking about health or lack of. The differences in digestion and absorption of breastfeeding versus formula feeding have been linked to key issues involving a poor child health outcomes. And research now shows a trend of formula-fed children developing atopy, diabetes, and childhood obesity. So for the people that don't know what atopy means, it includes eczema, asthma, and allergic reactions to food. So that was a very, very short summary of formula. Um, so now let's talk about breast milk. What are the benefits of breast milk for our children? Are you ready? So we have increased resistance to infections, earlier development of the infant immune system, decreased risk of ear infection, decreased of diarrhea, reduced risk of some chronic diseases such as juvenile diabetes, childhood cancers, and allergic diseases, enhanced neurological development that may result in higher IQs and better eyesight. Real quick to touch on the IQ part, there has been a number of studies that, and one of them showed out of 4,000 children, the ones who were breastfed as babies had significantly higher IQ scores on a vocabulary test when they were 5 years old, um, compared to the ones that were not breastfed. And the scores were higher the longer they had been nursed. So also, antibodies in breast milk may give a baby's immune system a boost. One large study by the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences showed that children who are breastfed have a 20% lower risk of dying between the ages of 28 days and 1 year than children who weren't breastfed, with longer breastfeeding associated with lower risk. Formula is directly linked to possible childhood obesity. Here are the reasons why breastfeeding has a lot less chance of causing childhood obesity or any weight gain problems. So breastfed babies are better at eating until their hunger is satisfied, leading to healthier eating patterns as they grow. Breast milk contains less insulin than formula, and insulin stimulates the creation of fat. And breastfed babies have more leptin in their system, a hormone that researchers believe plays a role in regulating appetite and fat. A woman named Lawrence D. Rail was quoted saying, "It's empowering as a new mother to see your baby grow and thrive on your breast milk alone." There's health benefits for mothers beyond emotional satisfaction. Mothers who breastfeed recover from childbirth more quickly and easily. The hormone oxytocin released during breastfeeding returns the uterus back to its regular size more quickly and can reduce postpartum bleeding as well. Studies show that women who have breastfed experience reduced rates of breast cancer later in life. Some studies have found that breastfeeding may reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, arthritis, and high blood pressure and high cholesterol as well. Wonderful to be able to pick up the baby and go out, whether around town or on longer trips, and not have to carry around a bunch of feeding equipment, a huge bag full. Breastfeeding is also good for the environment, since there are no bottles to wash or formula cans to throw away. Breastfeeding provides a unique emotional experience for the nursing mother and the baby. Breastfeeding is the one parenting behavior that only the mother can do for her baby, creating a unique and powerful physical and emotional connection. No matter how many decades have gone by with thousands of scientists and manufacturers testing and putting formula out on the shelves, breast milk is still considered the best source of infant nutrition. Breastfeeding is natural, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy. So if you're hesitant on breastfeeding because it's not going to be easy, don't hesitate to contact your healthcare provider or a certified lactation consultant if you need help. Or better yet, reach out to other moms. That is how we connect and stay healthy for our future generations. I hope to see more of an increase in my lifetime with breastfeeding, as it already has been increasing recently. Let's choose the healthier choice for our babies. Thank you for listening.